What I'm trying to figure out is, we had that inflation printout hotter than expected, yet yen continued to weaken. Is it still trading on Katsuo Ueda's dovish comments?
Good morning, Martin. I think so, right? I mean, the inflation in Japan is pretty much in line with what we think. There's a bit of technical adjustment in it, just because of around the subsidies on oil and gasoline and also energy prices. But all in all, inflation in Japan, growth, they're all still pretty sanguine. But what was on the mind of Governor Ueda was he was basically Bank of Japan is technically torn amid our uncertainties. And both domestic and externally. And in terms of externally, we have Trump 2.0 coming up. We have a new Treasury Secretary, replacing Treasury Secretary Yellen, right? Scott Bessent is coming in. We might have a bit of volatility if he started to, address on the weakness of yen, and wants, BOJ to do something on it. And I think that's, on that front, Ueda Sang is very concerned on that. And in terms of domestic wise, right, I think there's a bit of risk in Japan too, right? We see the new administration of PM Ishiba came up. And if you think of PM Ishiba, right, he has been the minority within the ruling party for a very long time. And if you recall, in 2016, Trump 1.0, the administration hit a bit of rough patch, in the first part of his period, and this is what is happening within the Ishiba administration now. And BOJ just doesn't have the political cover to hike at this point, just because of all these uncertainties. That's what is driving, his dovish tone, and what we are seeing in the yen market.
Got it.
Masa, on that point though. Given the yen is weakening so much, surely that would, though, be a major concern for Ishiba and the government.
Sure. I mean, they have always been voicing that concern, right? I mean, yen weakness at this level, 160, right, is going to generate, unwanted, unpopular theme for Ishiba. And I think that's why, BOJ is standing pat and being dovish now. But then again, they are always behind the market. This is what happened in the market, in March, in July, what we saw with them coming in and has to be forced to hike, right? So I think, with dollar yen drifting, trending to 160 level, next thing, we might see the Minister of Finance trying to Joe bond the market, and then they might have to force to hike in January.